Hey everybody in the Sting Nation world. I know I'm just recording today, but I'm here with my friend Jim, and she asked me to
Oh,
help her with dynamic poses and stuff like that and teach her my ways of how to draw.
mm,
Say hi.
hello.
I am your host Sting Butterfly. And it looks like we reached our goal of 80 followers on Twitch. Whoop whoop!
Nice.
Okay, so today I am going to show how to do gesture drawings.
Oh, yes, thank God. I suck at this.
If you haven't noticed, I've already gotten 3 out. Oh, let me screen share for you.
Hmm,
I forget about that sometimes.
That's fine. It happens to me too. Ooh.
I gotten taken 3 just main ones that I normally see because if you want to upgrade your stiff basic poses, gesture drawing would be your number one go to. It'll help you with dynamic poses.
Gotcha.
And if you notice these red lines here, these are what you
Mhm.
calibrate your most of your drawings of what you're going to see now.
Ah.
You would take a line and basically you would start from there. Because each one starts off with nothing but a stick figure.
Ooh.
Believe it or not.
Okay, okay.
Gesture drawings are like something you can easily do. It doesn't take a lot of time, it doesn't take a lot of effort. You want them to be as quick as possible.
Mm, got
Like, let's take this one for example. You see how his moves are fluid and more precise?
it. Yeah.
How is it curved?
Hmm?
How is it curved? Where would you
Mm,
start?
I don't know. I guess from top to bottom. So first down and then to the left and then down again. Or down, up to the left and then down again.
Well, as I drew right here, see how it's an S curve?
Yeah.
Some body mechanics can go like that and sometimes can end up being some of your best dynamic poses too because it's less stiff, it's more action, it gives off a lot of emotion.
Ah,
You see this a lot in manga.
that's true.
So if I had to, based on this S curve alone, you would do it in your body.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
It the best thing to do is not focus on the detail when you're doing
Ah.
gesture drawings because they're here to basically give you a basic dynamic of what you want.
Ah, okay.
See how I did that in just a few minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Or just less than a minute, or should I say?
Yeah, really? That is cool.
Oh, give me a sec. Food's here.
No problem.
Bye.
Okay.
What's that crunch? Okay, I'm back. Now,
Okay. Sorry. My mother and my sister talking in the background.
sorry.
Mm. There, Lord, here we go.
Now, see how the rib cages are. But what would separate the head from the body? Right? How would I calculate that based on this curve alone?
Not exactly sure.
Sometimes you can do what you call a viewpoint
Mm.
based on the S curve.
Oh.
Because right now, if it's lines up right here, this will sometimes having a viewpoint can also teach you how to get the dynamic in parts into the right areas depending on based on its perspective.
Okay. That's cool.
So going based on that viewpoint alone, boom, boom, and I connect it here.
Oh.
It's a little different
Oh.
technique than what is normal, but every artist has their own techniques on how they develop their style. Whatever works for
Sure.
one person may not work for another.
Ah, true, true.
So it's always good to learn different styles
Hmm.
because you can easily apply it to another technique that actually works the same, like either working with arms, hands, legs, or even drawing with heads.
Ah, yes. Hands. The bane of my existence.
Those are always a hard time to get a grasp of, trust me. It took me a long time
Ah,
to get it right.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
So if my shoulder wings is here and my head is here, and the thing is, you don't always have to use the reference photos that you end up gathering. It can always end up
Oh.
changing, or you can end up changing the post to where you like it better. I may have this as a reference, but it doesn't mean I can always have to use it.
Ah.
That's the thing about gesture drawings that I like about it. You can test
Mm-hmm.
out any limits that you want.
Huh. That is interesting.
Like take the one for the sword. You divide them up into parts. It can easily tell you where to put everything else. But the key part of it
Oh.
is not to hone in on so much detail while you're doing this.
Oh, true, true.
You want to give your drawing so much dynamic just from looking at the angles alone. And it all usually
Ah.
goes out from C and S curves.
Huh.
Now, what can you make from just an S curve alone?
Hmm. What do you mean?
Can you make a pose out of this? Out of these two?
Yeah, I think I can.
Okay, give an
Like,
example.
like with the C, you can draw somebody sitting down, clasping their hands, and with the S, you can like I think draw somebody bowing.
Hmm. But the best part about it, you can basically turn into anything.
Oh wow.
Hell, you can even be a mermaid if you want it to be. That's
Oh
what it
cool.
that's what I like about CNS curves and when it comes to gesture drawings. You can make it the way you want it, and you can adjust it as you go.
That is so cool.
And as soon as you get your gesture drawings, you can separate them into parts and get more into the detail. But gesture drawings are supposed to be no more than a minute.
Ah.
But it helps you with dynamic posings, helps you with just be able to create that element of what you're wanting in your drawing. Test your limits.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
And see, just from that S curve alone, I already have an outline for a good concept design for a mermaid.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You gotta let your imagination run wild.
Mm.
Because
Got it.
when it comes to your drawings, this is your imagination taking hold.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the same with any cartoon characters, too.
Hmm.
And see,
Oh wow.
no effort at all, just go where your imagination takes you.
Hmm. I shall keep that in mind.
You can worry about details later. But the
Mm-hmm.
more you practice this, the better you'll get at you give your character more emotion. You give them more, say, I'm getting to know this character.
Ah.
Take my PNG for example. Isn't it a dynamic pose?
Oh yeah, it is.
What can you say from it? What can you tell from it?
Mm, like it's representing it's a character of power and passion.
Even with mine, this is the character I use for when I'm teaching an art class.
Hey,
Based on its pose alone, what can you tell from it?
very studious and very sweet.
And there's one for talking and one for not talking.
Mm-hmm.
It's inviting, it's friendly.
Give me a warm, fuzzy feeling. Hmm.
But I think you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do.
Based on going on the S curve, you can separate your body parts into parts and saying, this is where my head is, this is where my torso will be, where would my legs be?
Mm.
Like, I'm thinking,
Funny, I was thinking that.
but it was all based on an S curve.
Mhm.
So even if you use reference photos like 1, 2, and 3, these are what you call dynamic poses. It's
Ah.
easy to get one when you're just standing or doing a T pose, but dynamic poses are more challenging. But they actually are more fun. It
Mm.
helps give your character more life when development comes into play. Or even when doing a manga. Say someone punched you. Do you want them to look like, ah,
Mm-mm.
do you want them looking stiff?
Nope.
Exactly. So that's where S and curves come into play. So saying instead of looking like a stick figure, let's give them an S curve. Saying, ah. Now, how does that look?
Cool.
More dramatic.
Mhm.
Best example for using dynamic poses is My Hero Academia. You see how their body always twists, turns, and everything like that?
Oh yeah, I watched a lot of it.
Exactly. In manga, you'll see this a lot. Even one, another good example of them twisting and turning their bodies would be Naruto, an old anime.
Oh yeah.
Like either Sasuke twisting his body or Naruto going in for a Rasengan.
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
Those are dynamic poses, and it all started out with just either a stick figure or a gesture drawing.
Oh.
So it'd be good to practice, even with, depending on what your favorite thing to do is. Say, like ballet. Hey, I'm gonna draw a ballerina, what I think is a ballerina, doing on a pose.
Mm.
It doesn't take long, but feel free to explore it. It doesn't require any time, just like heck, even a skateboarder. Doesn't take a lot of time. Just have fun with it.
Hmm.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, it does a lot of sense. In fact, I've actually got an inspiration right now.
I'm glad to hear that. And this is how I do my drawings.
Hmm. That is amazing, actually.
Take this one, for example.
Whoa,
Mm-hmm.
so cool.
I did this for a friend of mine.
Ah.
And then look at this one. See the difference between the two?
Whoa. Hmm.
What's the difference?
Both of their poses. One shows a little more flair and elegance, and the other one shows a little more like cool. What's it? Coolness? Like being cool or composed.
That can also base on a character's personality.
Yeah. Hmm.
Each one can, depending on its pose, can say a lot about a character.
That's very true. Like I always wanted to strive to do that, to show the character within the character through the poses.
Mm-hmm. Depending on its pose, can say easily say a lot about a character.
Hmm.
And the best one for a dynamic pose that actually helped me was this one.
Oh wow, that is so cool.
Mm-hmm. So a lot can come out of just doing gesture drawings alone.
Wow, that is insane in a really cool way.
Mm-hmm. Each one has its own process down to its line art to its finished product.
Oh wow.
A lot different, huh?
Uh huh.
And you think it was started out from that?
Like you wouldn't see it at first, but then when you really look at the process, it's like, wow, it really does just come from that.
Exactly. I even show a little bit of the progress right here, down to every
Oh,
detail,
yes,
before and after.
yeah. That is so cool.
So don't be afraid to show your process.
Hmm.
Every drawing has its start to where it's finished. Even with this one, I actually extended out this picture right here,
Hmm.
and this was his end product.
Oh, he's insane.
You never know where things are going to start or where they're going to end up. And that's the best part of it. There's a mystery to it.
Wow. Funny enough, there were actually some drawings I wanted to redo. because I was like, yeah, it's good, but I always felt like something was missing. But now I'm looking at this, it's like now I know what was missing.
And here's a good example of what their first original gesture drawing was going to be versus see the see the outline between it.
Oh yeah, I do.
It's a lot different from where we expected it to be, huh?
Uh-huh.
That's the whole part of creation. And when it came to gesture drawings, it's a gesture for a reason. You never know where it's going to end up,
Mm,
or you end up changing something in the process.
that's true.
And here's a good one.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. See how messy and unfinished it is?
Uh-huh.
That's when you get into the more infinite detail before you finish the actual line art.
Oh.
So be messy, be creative. It's not going to always
Go
work out the
crazy.
first time you think it's going to. But that's sometimes the mistakes are end up being your best.
Hmm. Yeah, I need to hear that last one.
So go crazy, go loud, and that would be my best advice when it comes to gesture drawings. It's a good way to start. And heck, even from just starting with a stick figure, it's all we start out with. And you separate it into parts later on.
Hmm. Got it.
I hope this lesson helped, and I hope that everybody who watches this video knows a little bit more when it comes to gesture drawing.
I know it helped me a lot.
Okay, I'll see you guys next time in Stinger and Productions things. This is Sting Butterfly signing off. So fly away, my little butterflies.
Bye, everybody.